Okay, let's see, I got it on there, and you want to make sure that's all, you got all 3 nibs on there tight. You can push on this and everything looks okay. And I believe I've got the switch off. So see, I'm not sure which plug down here is hot. One will be hot all the time for the dishwasher. One will be hot all the time, or one will be off, connected to the light switch. Ooh, look at that. That's because that switch is, oh, that's something. I think they installed the switch upside down. Oh no, they didn't. The switch, see, that one is the power for the dishwasher. This one should be off. Okay? And it just matters whoever hooked it all up. You know, sometimes they'll have the bottom electrical outlet for the garbage disposal and the top for the dishwasher. Okay, so that bottom was for the dishwasher, and because there's a light switch, we're going to turn this on, and that should be for the dishwasher or for the garbage disposal. There you go. Oh, that sounds nice. Okay. Now, if you had a push button, you know, sometimes nowadays, you go to the store where you get your garbage disposals. Off to the side, you'll see an area where you can buy your pigtails. Okay, if you need one for that. We didn't, because we used the pigtail off of the old one. Remember, the electrical wiring and stuff. They'll have an area for push buttons, and you can install a push button on your counter, and other people have maybe installed a push button. I don't know where else they would do it. The one guy who was installing the countertop, he said, oh yeah, they might put a push button somewhere else. You'd have to have enough room somewhere that you would have area to go in, and maybe they put it on the outside somewhere, or they put it on the outside where the dishwasher area is, over here. That doesn't make sense, but you could have it on the counter or something like that. But if you do install something like that, then you have to do away with your wall switch. And you do all that when you're doing the remodeling, so you wouldn't even have a switch at all. And then you'd have to rewire this electrical outlet, because on those switches, then you would need an electrical outlet with power to it all the time. We don't have power to the top all the time right now, do we? You'd have to take the electrical outlet out, install a new electrical outlet, and on that outlet, right now there's a little tab on the black power side, and you break the tab off, and then you know, on the electrical outlet itself, so that when you hook it up, you hook the power that goes up to your light switch to whichever one you want, and then power on the bottom all the time for a dishwasher, let's say. Okay, so you can do something like that. But see, you see how when we turned the garbage disposal on, look how it twisted. It twisted that because it's not, we don't have it hooked up just yet, you know. So see, I can just simply turn that like that, line that up, and then we can adjust it. However, when this pipe comes out, we want it to line up with the other one. We don't want it to be off at all. So then I can slide that back and forth, connect all the stuff. You know, once it's all connected, that'll hold it all together. I'll know exactly where it goes before I knock these top connectors, you know, the metal things, until I knock that tight with the hammer, tap that one tight. See, I won't be able to get to the back one unless I shimmy back in there on my back underneath that with the hammer and tap on that. But theory has it you don't have to tighten every single one. But see, I'm already tightening it just with my fingers. See there. But I'll have to remember to tighten that after I hook this all up. Okay, so that basically completes. And let's just go ahead and we'll just disconnect that for now. You know, just to be on the safe side. And we know it's the top one, right? Okay, so that completes the garbage disposal hookup or connection to a brand new sink. All right, and like I say, if this was an existing sink, and let's say your garbage disposal went out, obviously you have to disconnect this and you have to disconnect some other stuff, and then you would tap this to the left, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay, tap it to the left. This will drop down, and then you get your whole new one, lift it up, and you would leave this alone. That's up in the sink. You would leave that section alone if you chose to. If you didn't want to rip that out and take it out, and you know, it might be difficult if it was in there 15 years. You don't want to start scraping, especially if it's a stainless steel sink or something, and keep tapping on it from below and stuff. So lots of times, if this thing still looks in good shape, along with this black rubber deal and all that, then I'll leave that alone. Then I'll just install the new garbage disposal, lift it up, swivel it into place, reattach it to the existing lines. Line that up, and usually this outlet has always been the same for me. I don't know if that's because on height-wise, I don't know if that's because I've installed incinerators, taken an old incinerator brand out and installed a new incinerator brand, and have this location be the same. Because if you took this out and put in a Moen, I don't know if this height from here to here is the same as the incinerator. If it's not, and if it's lower, then all your other stuff's not going to line up. Then you'll have to get something else and lower this T down a little bit to line up with your new opening, or cut it if it's up higher or whatever. Okay, so there you go. See, you don't have to be a plumber to do this kind of stuff, right? And we're doing it one step at a time. You watch all these different videos and all of the different episodes, and you'll see how the countertops went in. I would never advise you to install countertops on your own, or the sink on your own. Had to get it sucked up there. But then you'll see how that stuff goes together. Then you'll see how I installed the soap dispenser, how I installed the faucet, how I installed this sink strainer, basket strainer system from there to there, how I hook this up, how I connect all the pipes together. That's going to be on my next videos. So I'm going to start working on that next. But you know, if you take it and break down your project for all kinds of things, don't look at it as one big project and have it mind blow you away. Look at it just like, okay, all I'm going to worry about is installing that. Okay, how do I do that? Do that first, then do the faucet, to keep all your pipes out of the way and up underneath here and all that kind of stuff. Because see, you want to do that first. You don't want to install your garbage disposal and your trap assembly and your drain for the sink and then say, oh, now I've got to install the faucet. Then you got to shimmy down through there and underneath. It makes it a little bit more difficult. It's still possible. You can still do it that way if you want. Okay? But you do it this way, step by step, and you're going to learn some things along the way that, hey, you can save money. And I don't know if I was telling you earlier, a plumber wanted to charge me $750 just for the labor to install all the stuff that I'm showing you, how to install the garbage disposal, how to install the basket strainer, how to install the soap dispenser, hand soap dispenser, how to install your faucet, how to install all of your trap assembly and all that. $750? Are you kidding me? Most of that was going to be labor, other than for him to buy a few parts for the trap assembly. And if your old trap assembly, if you're taking out an old sink, and if your old trap assembly still looks pretty new, well, we might even use some of those parts. I just never know what I'm going to do next. But that completes us up to this far on installing this brand new garbage disposal. See, that wasn't that hard, was it? All right. On to the next video. See, here's what I was talking about. This is the old garbage disposal. You not only have to lift this up with your hand, then this, see how it's got slop here? This has to be lifted up and twisted on, and it has to be lifted up straight and twisted while you're lifting this up. While you're lifting that up, then you got to reach in here and see, when you try to lift just one side up, the back side stays down. So as you try to twist it on, you get the top, you get one, and the back still swiveling off, and that's what was happening to me. So I thought, how can I fix that? So I just took my screwdriver and I lifted this up, see, and I just set it like that, and then I lifted everything up in place, and that helped lift this side up, and then I got this over here. I lifted that up like that, twisted, and it twisted right on. So sweet. All because this was not lifting up straight. And let me tell you, it's really difficult to do that and to line these up and to lift this up straight and not cattywampus and stuff. And you get tired, and it's awkward down there, and you know, you just work with it a little bit, you'll be able to do it and get that twisted on nice and straight. Okay, there, that's how I did that. Now see, you can register this if you want. I never do, but you could if you want. And then this is a little owner's manual, I think, and it will even give you directions on how to remove your existing garbage disposal, how to install the new one. It gives you all the directions right here. That's kind of sweet. And see, remember the old garbage disposal, it said at 333. We'll see here. Here's the Badger 333, and we're installing the Badger 900. Then they have a contractor Badger 1 horsepower and a contractor 1000. So I thought they had a 1 horsepower, but when I was at Home Depot, they only had the 3/4 horsepower, and I think that'll be fine. We're not going to be using the garbage disposal that much per se. Okay, make sure you don't throw this away in your cardboard box before you throw everything away. And of course, we save this. This is a really handy little thing. Do you know what that is? You use that as a crank on the bottom of your garbage disposal in case your garbage disposal ever gets clogged up. Okay, that will come in handy. Well, that's all I got for this time, but I'll be back with more videos. And what am I going to speak to you about next time and show you? Well, it has to do with this whole drain assembly. This whole drain assembly, like this one here, okay, like that. We've got to configure something basically similar to that in order to hook up to the garbage disposal and my sink basket strainer. Okay, that's for next time.